This is gonna make the best podcast episode ever. I'm so excited. Why are you sending me saying this? It's gonna make the best.
Everything.
I feel like
Fun and hang out. Yeah.
How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Hey Soleil! I am with fantastic members of my cast. We are here to have a good time. We're going to play around today. And with my first question to play around with, what is your anthem? I have a mic for whoever wants to answer.
Mine would probably be I'm That Girl by Beyonce.
Pull up in these clothes look so
It's not the best.
Why? Because I'm in that hub.
Who's next?
Is this Peachy?
Sean, you got something?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm changing mine. I'm going Watch the Sun by PJ Morton. Watch the sun come shining through. Hey.
It's a good answer. Who got it? I know you got a good one, Chris.
Mine is going to be Want to Be Certain Something by MJ.
I got your back. I got your back. I'm going to switch mine up too. I like a good walking song, a good entrance song. And being a millennial myself, I got to throw it back with my Modest Mouse, Float On.
Okay.
It's such a good strut song, you know?
Amazing. Last question before we break off into groups. Who would you trust with your last $20?
Not me.
Yeah.
My last
Your last $20,
You know-
you give it to somebody in this group.
If I had to give it to someone in this group, I'm gonna say Sean, because he's gonna tithe it. Which means it's going to go, grow, and multiply. So
All
my
right.
last 20,
Sean is
will
going to
multiply.
invest your last 20.
Absolutely, in Jesus' name.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching Hey Soleil. That's going to be it for today. I'm here with Tom Holland II.
Wow.
So I'm kidding. I'm here with Sean Holland II. Sean actually came into the tour months later than we started. Sean had to learn the role of Nuck while taking on the role of Reek. And that is not an easy feat. I'm sure your plate was super full. So my question to you is, for people who, maybe want to pursue something and they're like, oh, it's too late for me. Like, what do you want to say to anybody who is maybe psyching themselves out?
I would say for me, it's just been enjoying the journey, right? I think when I graduated university, I got my first gig and I did the audition and all the things. And then
Where'd
I was
you graduate from, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, Michigan State University.
Michigan State, shout
College
out.
of Music, shout out.
Very cool.
For me, I didn't realize that it was gonna be a continual process of auditioning and re-auditioning. I thought once I get one gig, it's just gonna lead to the next and
Right.
da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
And after that first thing, I was like, okay, wait, this is actually a journey, right? So instead of me harping on, well, I just want to do Broadway and I just want to do big national tours, I said to myself, well, I could move to New York and do the survival job thing, or I can take jobs that continually help me to evolve my process as an artist and as a creative.
Interesting.
So that's what I did for survival. I didn't go work at a coffee shop. I went and worked at a theme park,
Wow.
right? I did Festival of the Lion King over there.
Okay.
I did cruise ships. I did multiple years of luxury cruises going all around the Caribbean, around Africa, around the Mediterranean, saw the world, Iceland, Greenland.
Oh my goodness.
I did gigs. I worked with Alvin Ailey, Revelations, New York City Center. I worked with, went to Marsalis at the Rose Theater, Lincoln Center, right? So I would do all these things that continually evolved me as a singer, as an artist, as a storyteller, and then ended up finding my way here.
Amazing.
4 years later.
So yeah, people who are, creatives in this industry, they may get burnout because they aren't engaging in a lot of things that expand them as artists. And I think it's really cool that you touched on that you were able to book things that allowed you to, express that side of yourself and everything. And I think what's really cool about you is that on the side, Sean is a phenomenal pianist. he can read any type of sheet music and just Sean it up. That's what I like to call it.
Come on
because
now, Sean
it's
it
li-
up.
He is so good, and he's phenomenal. And I'm
Thank
sure
you.
that is something that allows you to keep that side of yourself going in times like that. So how would you encourage other people to, engage in things that allow themselves to breathe a little bit when things get a little tough and dry?
Yeah, no, that's huge. I think the biggest thing is definitely having some type of creative outlet. When singing became work for me, when you're younger, you're just doing it as a hobby.
Totally.
There was a point in time where I didn't know that people like to hear other folks sing. I just like to sing, So I was just the young kid going around every single gig. It was kind of like a little joke. Like every time we at the hot dog festival and Sean singing, what that got to do with singing? You know what I mean?
Is that real? Like
I
the
mean,
hot dog festival?
there was a chicken wing festival actually.
Is
in my
there videos
hometown.
of this?
A
chicken wing
Yeah, there's chicken wing
festival.
festival. There was a Bless Fest. I mean, just anything. An MLK
Were you in like a
luncheon.
drumstick outfit and you had to sing?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, flats. Sorry, I go flats. Yeah.
I have to see this.
No,
We have to give it.
No,
I
this is
know.
hyperbole.
I know.
But it's just like So when it becomes work, having that outlet is like really important. And piano was one of those things for me where it was like,
Absolutely.
if my voice is tired, or if I don't feel like I have the words to say or whatever it is, I can go sit down at the piano and I can let that speak for me.
Absolutely.
You know.
That's amazing. Wow.
So-
So this is my piano teacher, everybody. So glad having you in. You are you are incredible. You are a wonderful human being. And I know everybody in the cast is so happy to have you here. Speaks so wonderful about you. So thank you for coming in. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here and with the creative genius herself.
This guy.
I'm just so excited to see where you go in your career. It's already amazing to see what you've done and what you're building. And to be here at the beginning of your career, it's just such an honor. So
I appreciate
listen,
that.
we
Sean.
locked in.
We locked in?
Hey, come on.
We locked.
Ah! All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So we are here with Stemarciae Bain. She's one of our swings from the tour. Phenomenal dancer. She's a wonderful human. So we are so incredibly happy to have her here with us today. Stemarciae, how you doing, girl?
I'm good.
You're
Thank you for
good?
having me. I'm very excited.
Absolutely. You took some fantastic pictures. I'm gonna show y'all on the screen right now. She
Thanks,
is
child.
killing it.
Thanks.
So I know that your journey here was not easy. Stemarciae, she's from the islands, so she's not even from the States. So would you mind telling us a little bit about that journey, what that was like for you coming here?
Okay, well, I'm born and raised in Nassau, the Bahamas.
Boom.
And I grew up dancing since the age of 7. Outside of school, everything was outside of my academics. And so I went to my dance school in the evenings. And then I found out around like 13 that I could actually pursue this as a profession. And so that's when, once that was in my head, I was like, oh, I'm not doing nothing else.
Right.
And so I just had to figure out how I would be able to do it because there wasn't as much opportunities at home as there is now. And so I danced all the way through high school, graduated high school, and then I went to AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy.
Yes. Shout out AMDA.
For 2 years, and I was a dance theater major. And I remember when I first got to AMDA, they was like, "Oh, your musical theater singing class is on Friday," and I was like, "My what?" And they made me sing. And that's when I discovered musical theater.
Wow.
I went to the campus in New York, so it was like surrounded by Broadway, the whole thing. And I discovered that and then did that 2-year program. And then I started working different contracts in the Heights, Midsummer Night's Dream, like,
Cute.
etc. And then throughout those contracts, I was auditioning for Hell's Kitchen, which we are in now.
What?
And and then all throughout, it was just God's plan, God's timing. And then I eventually booked the swing role, covering 7 tracks. And now I'm
Crazy,
also,
by the way.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
And then I also was offered the assistant dance captain position
That
as
she
well.
is.
So I'm just feeling very blessed that God has brought me all the way from my island, like you like to say, to be here right now.
Man, what would you want to say to anybody who's, maybe outside of the area, maybe they're not represented, maybe they're not from the United States, and they see someone like you who is an assistant dance captain on a tour, a Broadway contract? Like, what would you say to someone who wants to pursue this?
I would say where there's a will, there's a way. You could
Amen.
always find a way to get where you want to be. If you can't find a way, you can make a way. Pray throughout. God's going to guide you to where you want to be. And you just got to have faith that it will work out. But it won't work out if you don't work hard. So that's what I would say.
Wow. Well, 242. Thank you for coming. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
And
for
go
having
take them
me.
pictures, girl. I am so happy to have Chris here with me. Chris is a multifaceted artist. You can go on his Instagram. He's always in some contorted pose. I can't even imagine twisting your body the way he does. So Chris actually has a book that he wrote himself about booking Broadway. You're not represented, right? So he booked a Broadway contract without any representation. So can you tell us a little bit about the journey writing that book, what inspired you to write this book, and the chapters in between?
Yeah, so my excuse me, my ebook is called Book Without Permission.
Hello, check it out.
It's currently on my website. And my inspiration for that book actually came about from my mom, actually. She was really the one who planted the seed in basically allowing me to start that process. And at first I was like, well, I never really saw myself as being an author. Like, I didn't really like English like that for real, growing up as a kid.
Yeah, totally.
But it wasn't until after college actually that I actually started to get passionate about writing. And I was like, oh, maybe I can, really pursue this and kind of see where this leads to. And so one thing led to another, and just gathering all of my experiences from the past couple of years since graduating from college. I really wanted to create a really practical resource for dancers and just artists overall, and how to see themselves breaking into this industry without feeling the need to have a talent manager or an agent, or even let alone being in a union. And
Absolutely.
so I worked on this while in the beginning of the tour, actually, for Hell's Kitchen. And throughout that process, I had been working with a collaborator and an editor, and I officially released it earlier this year in 2026. And so far, it's gotten great feedback.
Incredible.
And a lot of people really
he
related.
blew up on social media for this.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
really like a huge thing for
Yeah,
you.
it was.
Amazing.
Yeah, so glory be to God. I'm so grateful for it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes, and I do know actually leads me to my next question. I know that your faith has been an incredible part of your journey.
Yeah.
So can you explain to anyone out there, any artist, any creative who does really believe and wants to keep that part of themselves in this industry, how that has impacted you with this tour?
Yeah. So like I said before, this tour was my answered prayer.
Oh my
In a
gosh.
season of my life where I call it my wilderness season, where I was actually out of a job for 3 months last year. And it was a result of me getting laid off from my previous teaching job when I was living in Philadelphia this past year. And it, like I said, it just came in a season where I had no choice but to rely on Christ like never before. And rededicating my life to him has been transformational in a way, in not only seeing my value and my purpose, but wanting to share that with people, and allowing them to understand who they are,
Absolutely.
and knowing their worth and knowing their value. So yeah, like it's been a long process. And like I said, especially going through that wilderness season last year, I took so many risks. And, recently, like I had a birthday, I just freshly turned 25.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, just reflecting on 24 was just a lot of risks, a lot of just stepping out in faith, stepping into the unknown, not knowing what the next day was going to bring. But I just trusted and believed that the Lord knew my steps, and he ordered my steps and established them in the right space and at the right time. And it was just a matter of me just taking that leap of faith.
Wow.
And really just trusting in him and allowing him to have control over my life, over my career, over my desires. And and just letting him take the wheel for that.
Absolutely. Wow. Dancer, believer, go-kart extraordinaire. We have the greatest, the best of the best. Thank you for coming and talking with me. You are a phenomenal human. So I'm so glad we got to have this time to chat.
Thank you so much.
Tim Fraser, everybody. This guy is an absolute beast, okay? He is a gym rat. He's a super video game nerd, D&D dungeon master. What can't this guy do? Musical theater extraordinaire. He's phenomenal at everything he does, so I'm so glad we have him on this podcast. Tim, I know that you have this business, that you have so many clients that are part of your clientele. I know I definitely enjoyed being part of his absolutely wonderful mission of getting people who are nerds into the gym, because so much of the time, a lot of us, a lot of it can be playing these video games and watching these people on these screens and like, wow, I could never be one of them. Or it could even just be, like, I want to attain this physique like my favorite character. So whatever it may be, Tim is your guy. Please tell us everything Hero Quest Fitness.
Well, thank you. That is far too kind.
I'm serious.
Well, I had this vision a couple years ago, being a huge nerd myself and loving things like Lord of the Rings and Dungeons and Dragons, about this concept of the people who are in the basement playing the game have so much inside of them, so much greatness inside of them. And I just want to be that guy who brings it out of them. Because that's more than just showing up in the gym. Yes, it's a great way to level up your body, and making sure that we are leveling up our minds and our spirits as well. Movement is a great way to do that, but also making sure that we are feeding ourselves well, making sure that we are getting outside and going on hikes and going out in nature, and then just finding that inspiration that's inside of you, I think every person out there has a hero inside of them, and that they can level themselves up through movement, eating right, and then doing things that is good for their mind and their spirit. And I've been working on this for a while, and I'm really excited about it. We have a whole format. You get a character sheet when you join Hero Quest Fitness. Yes, that's a brand new thing since we last started it. So yeah, you get a character sheet so that you get to level yourself up as you move through the program. You're also not stuck with, I'm not going to be the guy who's going to force you to go to the gym. If you want to work out at home, if you want to work out at a home gym, if you want to work out outside, I've got your back. I want to make something that's going to be easy to make it leveling up easier. And we're also making sure that we're working on not so much XP, the experience points where you're running out. I want you to have experiences that are going to help you level you up.
Absolutely.
So whether that's body weight, gym equipment, or at home kettlebells and dumbbells, or putting books inside of a backpack and doing some squats.
Yes.
I want to make sure this is easy and accessible, and then making sure that you are leveling up every single day, and that's what I'm here for.
Absolutely, yeah. I was talking with Kennedy,
Yes.
and she was telling me about how, you guys really have this rapport of, I want to go on an adventure, and she's like, you're like, how about this? How about we plan for this?
Cool,
Do you think that
gotcha.
helps with the business?
I think it helps with business and with life. And when we were dating early on, I made the joke that I would plan 3 different dates.
Yes.
Because she is the one who gets up and says, let's do this, let's do that, pull down this way, go down this way. And I am so, planned, organized, making sure that I have everything on lock and that I know where I'm going. And when the plan changes, I don't do so hot emotionally, but she has encouraged me and has done so well to like, hey, let's turn left. The river is going to go right. And that you have to be prepared to go on adventures and be excited to go about on these things, and that you're going to figure it out. You're just going to figure it out. And that is such a huge thing, is that you just trust your gut, trust your spirit, that you are going to figure it out. And that when things come up, you plan, and then life comes at you, and that it has really, really, really set me up for success and for a lot of really exciting adventures that I would not have gone on without her.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That is the coolest thing ever. Tim Fraser is encouraging. He's kind-hearted. He is an excellent nutritionist. He knows exactly what he's talking about. So if you guys are ever feeling like you need someone to help guide you on this self-help journey, please, he will help you across the globe, or maybe you live nearby. He's always there for a chat. Thank you so much for coming onto this podcast. I am extremely honored.
Absolutely, Marley. Thank you so much. And you're not just a hero, you're an absolute legend.
Come on! Yes.